Hey, hey, how's it going, everyone? It's been a wonderful, wonderful time preparing for this awesome conference that we are getting ready to go into. Oh my gosh, like uh many, many hours of, I was going to say blood, sweat, and tears, but I'm going to say it this way, of love and focused energy and all the good things, right? Have gone into this. And I just want you to know that it has been prepared with that love. And I just can't wait. Like, it's here. It's here. So, those of you who are going to be joining us on the virtual tickets, you should have already gotten your information in order to be able to watch the event tonight and tomorrow. There's two different links, one for each day. You will be able to watch them live, of course, and be able to tune in, but you will also have access to it for 1 week after. So if you do happen to go out for dinner, on Valentine's Day weekend, then you're good there. But I'm going to go ahead and put the link up. We would love to have you, of course, watch as many of it live as possible, but we did want to give you that peace of mind, rest assured that it will also be recorded. So if you do happen to step out for a class, please, whenever you are tuning in to this, just so you know, you are given a private link that is exclusive for this particular event. If you are tuning in live, we are all gathering and congregating together in Sandy, Utah. This is being held at the Miller Conference Center. The address is 9750 South, 300 West. It is literally about 20 minutes south of the Salt Lake International Airport, right off of the freeway there. You'll see that. And then we'll have lots of signage for you as well. We're in only one building tonight for the auditorium. And then tomorrow we will be in that building in the auditorium and one of the classrooms directly upstairs above that. And then the other two classes and the vendor hall will be in the other building. So we've kind of rearranged it a little bit. If you have been to this exact venue before, we have opened the doors for the vendor hall. So it is a huge, huge vendor hall. In fact, every single room in that conference center that's open, all the air walls are open, and it is all vendors. It's going to be such awesome energy in there. I'm so excited. We'll also have vendors throughout the hallway and the lobby area as well. Lots of great things. In fact, vendors that we've never had before are joining us this time. I want to do some shout outs for some of these vendors. And then will you guys, if you know one of the vendors, will you tag them in the comments? If you happen to know any of the speakers, please feel free to tag them in the comments as well, so that they can hear all of these last minute details and, information that they might need for it. If you are still deciding if you'd like to come or not, I do have a few ticket giveaways that I'm going to do for tonight for Friday night. We have about 20 spots left. So I'm literally going to do 10 of them as giveaways, and we're going to leave the door open for anyone else who'd like to come in. So if you are in the area or you already know you're going to be there for the next day and you'd like to come, please go ahead and put Friday night live in the comments. That sounds so funny, huh? Friday night live. And then we'll go ahead and hook you up with a free ticket for that. My team will send you a message. So for our vendors, some of the vendors that we've not had before, I want to go ahead and do some shout outs for them. We have Zimcor, we have Kadem Crystals, MedSense has been there before. We're so excited to have you guys back. We have different types of gemstone vendors that will be there. Some who are doing wire wraps, both already prepared, and then also custom wraps that will be there for you as well. We have one called, we have several different things that we haven't had before. One of them is Abyss body piercing, which that's kind of cool. I'm so excited that we have not had them before. I'm actually hoping for possibly a tattoo artist to come in the future. I don't know if regulations, will have to check with the health department, make sure that that's okay to have them doing that. They might need to have their own space and their own little area, but I think that would be really cool. My daughter has one ear piercing and not the other. So we need to fix that. That'll be really fun. Oh my gosh, Noelle, I would love to see you. If you see me tonight, come give me a big hug, okay? We'll hook you up with the ticket. If you're watching right now and you know one of the vendors or the speakers, will you please tag them in the comments as well? We want to make sure that you get hooked up. And I have included our client services email here on the screen for you, just in case you have not gotten a ticket and you would still like one. If you're watching right now and you would like a virtual ticket, will you please also comment virtual? We'll make sure that you get the details for that as well. This is going to be so exciting. Okay, the next one that I wanted to give a shout out to is Piper Blue Organic Makeup. That is my good friend Jamie Jensen. She's going to be actually doing color matching for your face for the beautiful makeup that she has created herself with organic materials that is good for the skin. So it's not just like skincare, it's like cosmetic skincare, I guess you could say, but it's all organic. And I love her story. It's so inspiring. She, at a very young age in her early 20s, started having kidney failure, and she realized through a lot of experimentation and trial and error that a lot of it had to do with the toxins that she was consuming both in and out. And so she ended up creating this organic makeup as a means to be able to still be able to just have a little bit of touch up. And you guys, I'm so excited. I can't wait for you to see her booth. It's so freaking cute. We're also going to be having the amazing Stephanie Davis. She'll be there with her yoga booth, and she does energy healing yoga. And you guys, Stephanie Davis is I don't know if she's okay with me saying this, but I think it's okay. She is a professor at the University of Nevada. She actually is a psychology professor, but she was able to get into yoga and is now a certified yoga energy therapist. And I'm so excited she'll be there. So if you're all about movement, if you can feel the energy and your emotions in your body, I want to encourage you to go to her booth, check her out. She's also speaking as well. It's going to be really awesome. We also have several functional nutritionists and integrative and functional physicians there as well. People who are considered clinical intuitives. We also have the True Love Skincare as well. Shout out to them. I just washed my face with their stuff this morning. My Home Compass, which is Kathy Watts traveling again from San Antonio, Texas. She has a very customized and intuitive program that is all modified to help with the energy flow in the home. She's come here to my home up here in upstate northern Utah. Upstate, that sounds so funny. Northern Utah. And she's so generous with her time to be able to help do diagrams and chart out people's homes. So if you're looking for some sort of a thing to do with your home, it's kind of like a modified feng shui. I really encourage you to do that as well. There's so many things. That's the thing, is there's just so much fun, awesomeness to be had at this conference. There's just no way that you're going to be able to see and do everything. If you have a virtual ticket, again, I just want to confirm with you that you have received the information in your inbox. If you have not, this email that I have right here on the screen is exactly the email that you're going to send a message to. Before you bombard them, though, I want to highly recommend and encourage you to also check your spam or your promotions folder before, just to be sure. I don't want you to have it there and then message them, so check there first and then go ahead and message them if you have not received that. That's going to be so much fun. For my class tonight, it's called You're Allowed to Change. And I'm still kind of ironing out some of the details, but really what I think it's going to be is a very intimate look at us as people and how we've evolved and changed, and giving yourself permission to do so. When I was a little girl, I really thought that I was very ugly. And I'm just going to be quite frank with you. I really believed that. It wasn't something that somebody said it to me once and then I thought it for the rest of my life. No, I literally believed it. I adopted that belief system into me, and it carried me through. And did it affect me? Yes, it made a huge impact upon decisions in my life and how I carried myself and different things. And I am telling you what, you guys, the fact that you can change your belief system, like I don't have to believe that I'm ugly anymore. And how has that affected me? It has allowed me a lot more humility and compassion. And it's allowed me to give myself grace. Like it is huge. So we're going to be talking a lot about that and going into details. We're also going to be doing a lot of interaction. So those of you who are going to be there in person, I'm really excited for that. It's going to be lots of fun. We'll also be doing a lot of hands-on interactive things with energy right in the room. So it's going to be really exciting. Lori Michelle's asking, hey, I'm attending virtual. Will there be any virtual vendors? There will be. What we're going to be doing is tomorrow throughout the day, I will be going through the vendor hall, and actually that'll be Facebook Live. So that'll be for anyone who's on our page here, the Energy Healing Conference. So I'll be on YouTube and on our Facebook page. So you'll be able to tune in and find out more about the vendors, what they're offering. You'll be able to hopefully get in on some of the conference show specials because those are really fun. Sometimes they're able to do that. So that'll be really cool. I also wanted to put up my own private email as well. So this one right here is my private email. It goes straight to my inbox. I'm very responsive to this one. So if you, for whatever reason, can't get a hold of anyone at the other one, you're welcome to also message me here. Let me know about anything that you might want me to know about as the conference producer, okay? All of the details for this show and more can be found at our website, which is energyhealingconference.com. You guys are welcome to go there. The exact page for this website, for this event, can be found under the events tab, and then just go right down to where it says the Sandy Conference. You'll be able to learn all about the speakers, read their bios. You'll be able to read all of the class descriptions for both Friday and Saturday. The schedule is listed there, a huge list of all of our vendors as well. I'm super excited for you guys to be able to get in on this. And one of the things that I have really tried to do this time around is try to find a little bit of something for everyone. And then also make sure that you know about what's going to be happening in each one of the classes. So that's one of the reasons why we've been doing these little bite-sized spotlights for the speakers, so that even if you can't come, you can learn more about them. Or even if you can come, you know, there's like 4 different classes to choose from. How do you know which one is most applicable to you? And how do you know which one is going to make the biggest difference for you in your life? So this is going to be really, really key. This is awesome. Oh, thanks, Lori. She says, I will miss seeing your cute face in person, but super excited for the virtual this time. Yeah, I'm excited that we're able to offer the virtual. Sometimes people can't travel for whatever reason, for work or for, maybe health, or they're concerned about safety, those kind of things. So I'm really, really grateful to be able to offer this virtual ticket for you guys. Keep in mind, the virtual ticket is for all of the speakers on Friday night. And then on Saturday, if you're looking at the schedule, it is all of the main stage speakers in the auditorium. So Dr. John Harmon will be starting his class promptly at 9 a.m. in the morning. I'll be there a little bit before that, starting out with some giveaways and some welcoming as well. I do want to go ahead and do a couple of giveaways right now. If you're watching right now, will you please go ahead and share this video? I invite you to do so. When you share this video, what happens is it helps other people to be able to learn about the conference. It helps people to learn about more of the options that are available to them for their own health and well-being. And, as someone who really cares about both types of, it's so funny seeing both types of health out there. There's the allopathic, and then there's what's considered also the alternative healthcare. Alternative means that you're choosing to go with something different. My preference is complementary. That means that you're utilizing both of the best worlds. You're not completely throwing one or the other away. You're looking at the person from a holistic standpoint. You're wanting to help the person find and achieve homeostasis. Okay. And anybody who really cares about, their client, or if you're in the healthcare industry, your patient, you're really going to be able to look at what is most effective for that person and not rule any one thing out. That's why I'm so grateful that so many people in the hospitals, And in the industries where people are looking at, people helping people with their health, they are looking at all different types of options out there. And I want to share with you guys, a few years ago when I was going on the news, I was in the green room, and just before I was going on, there was a person. I was like, oh, introducing myself. Oh, what do you do? And they're like, oh, I work at the University of Utah. And I'm like, sweet, what do you do? They had the charge of the complementary modalities. Okay, it's called CAM, C-A-M, complementary alternative methods, or depending on who you're talking to, modalities. And I'm like, no way. So we got to talk a little bit about Reiki being offered as an option and some of the other things that are out there, even things like just meditation or being grounded or other mindfulness techniques. And I was like freaking out. I was so excited. I'm like, this is so cool. Because if you've been following anything when it has to do with the VA has even picked up some of the energy healing methods like tapping, for example. Tapping is, for those of you who might not know, tapping on different meridian points, because the clinical studies have come out and shown its effectiveness or its efficacy. And so this is like so freaking cool that they can help soldiers who have come home, who have PTSD, or for whatever other reason they might have PTSD, can help them in their life to be able to find solutions that work for them. That is so exciting that that's being done. So I'm so excited. Lori, thank you so much for sharing. I always get Lori Michelle and Lori Chappell Rupp confused because they're like always like neck and neck. I think I even sent one of their stones to the other one this last week. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Sorry about that, you guys. So funny though. All right, so let's see. Looks like I've got my friend on, Michael Vanderplas. Hey, Michael, how are you doing? I'm so excited for your class, and also for the pre-orders of your book, so people will be able to get in on that as well. I'm so thankful for you and for all of your dedication and sacrifice and efforts to what you do as well. This is just awesome. So if you're just tuning in, tell us where you're from. Let us know if you're coming to the conference, whether you're live or virtual. Let us know where you're coming in from. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a ticket. Well, we've already done ticket giveaways. So the next giveaway that I'm going to do is actually for one of my courses. This is going to be for a scholarship recipient for a scholarship of your choice. So what we're going to do with that is I'm going to go ahead and put the link down in the comments so that you can take a quick gander at it. I would love to know which one that you would be most interested in. I have two that are live courses that are going to be joining. They're going to be starting in April. And then we have our on-demand courses that take you through a series. So if you're like the type of person that you like to binge watch stuff, you'll probably really like that. There's either the kids energy course, which that's me and my kids jumping on together. I still have short red spiky hair in those videos, so it's kind of funny, but fun at the same time. The other one is called Protection for Empaths. That takes you through a series of videos that were created to show you about how to own being an empath and not taking on other people's energy. And if you do happen to do that, how do you clear it from yourself? So it's a lot really focused in on protection for empaths, protecting your own auric field. Okay. The other one is called Confidently. Confidently is all about upping your confidence. And it's really a course that's designed for women of all ages, including girls and teens as well. I've had some guys actually take it. They said, hey, we loved it. Just so you know, you need to make that so it's universal. So I will be doing that. But for the time being, I've already created this one. I want to encourage you guys, if that feels like something that you might be interested, to check that out. They are all marked down on sale through this next conference week. So I want to encourage you guys to check that out. But I'm going to do a scholarship giveaway right now. So if you're interested in winning one of those, all you have to do is share this video right now, and then just in the comments let me know that you shared it, and then I'll go ahead and choose from the people who said they shared for the winners on that. For the classes that are live and customized, we have one that's called Energy Healing for Beginners. It is a 6-week, well, I should say 7-week, because we've added a bonus week for that. But it's going to take you through all different kinds of activities as someone who is learning about energy healing and you want to be more informed about things that you can do for your own energy awareness and your own energy hygiene, you'll be learning a lot more about just how the energy anatomy works within a person and what you can do for that. You can also take those skills and those different ways of being able to help yourself, to your family as well, so that you can, really make a difference for your own family, right? I love it. Oh, Sarah, did you see that I just announced the St. George conference? I just announced that last night. It is going to be held on April. Oh my gosh, it's the last day of April and the first day of May. So we'll be down there for those 2 days. I'm super excited about that. Yes, it's going to be so good. And Logan, Utah conference is now set up for April 2nd. So that's going to be really exciting as well. Yes, I know. We've been trying to find a venue and I finally found one. So I'm feeling really happy about that as well. Yes. So if you go on our Facebook page, you'll be able to see that under our events tab that is listed there. Okay, so under the courses, I've told you about all of the on-demand courses, and I've also told you about the energy healing for beginners that begins in April. Let me also now tell you about the High Vibe business mentoring. The High Vibe business mentoring is really a light workers course that is set up right now for people who are in this industry. You could be in other industries too, right? But it's all focused in on marketing and mindset. We're going to be doing tools that maybe some consider woo-woo, sure, right? Why not? But there's also a lot of practicality to it as well. We'll be going through how to create Facebook ads, how to attract your ideal market, and how you can really help get yourself, on the map and really do that. A lot of people have said to me, how on earth do you have 33,000 on your Facebook page? And I'm like, it's consistency, but also there's formulas to it. And I'm not interested in having people on there that don't care what we do. I want to make sure that I'm reaching and serving the people who really are interested in what we have. So I'm super excited about that. That one is on sale. Normally it's $5.99. It's on sale right now for $399. And if you've taken that class before, send me a message so we can get you in on the bounce back pricing for that as well. That one will be starting on April 6th. So if you're on right now and you share this video, we literally are doing an entire scholarship giveaway. You get to choose whichever one of these on-demand courses or live and customized courses that you're interested in. So I'm super excited. Please, if you have shared this video, that means you're automatically in the count for that, right? Because we're going to do a random giveaway. But you also, I'd love to hear which one you're most interested in. So please go ahead and comment that as well. Super excited for this. This is going to be so exciting. Let's see. Also, want to share with you a little bit from my heart why I do this. When I started becoming a lot more aware about energy healing back in the day, right? Quite a few years ago now, my experience was that there was not a lot of accessible and affordable classes that were out there to learn about energy healing. So as a result, I created one, the class that I basically wish would have been around. I take a lot of my experience from the classes that I have taken, the courses that I invested in, some which were thousands of dollars. Also business mentoring as well, and just mindset mentoring. And I mean, just as an example, you guys, just one mentor that I worked with was $30,000 that I paid him up front to work with him. He worked with just my husband and myself. So when I am offering a course, for, just a couple $100 or even less, like the energy healing for beginners is only $129. I feel really, really grateful to be able to offer that at such rock bottom prices, because that's a big part of my mission is affordability and accessibility. I have people all the time say, why do you give away a lot of tickets? And why are your prices so freaking low? I actually just got an invitation to go to one that looked almost like ours. And it was $249 for the standard ticket and $299 if you wanted, one of the meals. And I was like, $300. I feel so grateful to be able to offer our tickets for $30. And you don't have to stay in just one class. you get to choose which classes that you go to when you're there in person, and plus all of the vendors, it's such a good deal. And I feel really grateful to be able to do that. I've had a lot of people say, you offer lower than nonprofit pricing. Yes, I'm aware. I know this. And I know the sacrifice that we do to be able to do that. But the reason why I do it is because when I started out, my mission was to make it so that people in any stage of life, any socioeconomic space that they're in could afford this. I couldn't when I very first started out. There was not the affordability and there was not the accessibility. So I've created that. So I'm super excited to be able to do that. As a way to do that, just so you all know, we have sponsors, we have speakers, we have vendors who have invested to be there also. And that's helped us to subsidize those tickets. So huge shout out for them. And I'm so, so grateful. Yeah, at the time I was a stay-at-home mom. I actually was homeschooling my kids. How many kids did I have then? 7 kids the first time that I started taking energy healing classes. And I was, helping other people to get their message out already because I felt it was so important and I believed in their mission and what they were doing. But people were paying thousands of dollars to attend their classes. And I did also. I did as well. So I feel really, really grateful to be able to put this in front of people. You can come, and if you don't resonate with one speaker, you can go to another. Or if you don't resonate with any of the speakers during a certain track, which is almost impossible, but if you don't, there's all these vendors. The light therapy is completely 100% complimentary at our conferences. That's through the Lumaceuticals area. And there's lots of affordability, and so, yeah, I'm feeling super grateful for it as well. Also, I want to share with you one other thing. Okay. When you come to our conferences, I first of all want you to be able to feel the energy that's there because it's big. People really share with their whole hearts, and not just the speakers. I mean the vendors too. You'll feel that. I am looking at expanding in a couple of different ways. First of all, if you know somebody who is an expert when it comes to energy healing or alternative health opportunities, services, and products, I am looking for people who are bilingual. It's my goal to start offering a track of Spanish speaking at our upcoming conferences. Every once in a while, I'll find one or two or maybe three, but not a whole track. And I don't want to, gyp anybody by having only one or two or three classes there. I don't want to not have a full day for them. So if you, and I lived in Queens for a time, and I went, to the local church there at the time, and I was the only person who didn't understand what everyone was saying. But I'm going to tell you what, I could feel what everyone was saying. So even though I have a lot of Spanish only speaking participants come to our conference, I've been related the message that they can feel what's going on there, right? But they might not always understand. If you are someone who you are bilingual and you are a speaker and you are a presenter and you understand this realm, I'm looking for people who really care about that. Will you please go to our page, the Energy Healing Conference page, and across the top, there is the option to apply to speak. And if you are a speaker and you don't speak Spanish, but you would like to participate by having a translator there with you, please let's talk. I'm going to go ahead and put the link up for you as well. All right, you guys, it's time. I'm going to have my spotlight speaker, who is also a dear friend of mine, come on. This is Shelly Jo Wahlstrom. And I want to share with you just a little bit about Shelly Jo, okay? First of all, we kind of have a funny story about how we reconnected. She took my Energy Healing for Beginners class several years ago. And at the time she said, I do hypnotherapy. And in my mind, I was like, stay back. Why? Because I had this completely unwarranted, I will say, fear of hypnotherapy. I believed at the time that if you did hypnotherapy, that you were turning over your will, your brain, right, your thoughts, to someone else and that you didn't have power for yourself. I really believed that. So when she told me she did hypnotherapy, I was like, mental note, she's not speaking, right? Mental note, this is bad. How many of you have ever had like unwarranted fear of something that maybe you didn't understand? Or maybe you like just didn't understand it, so you felt a little uncomfortable and you wanted to stay back from it, right? Or keep your distance. I know that there were people that were like that with energy healing, but that's how I was with hypnotherapy. So I know. So yeah, please comment, keep your comments coming because I want to see if anyone else felt like that or if I'm just the only person who ever felt that way. I'm going to go ahead and do our giveaway right now. Boom. That person is Lori Chapel Rep just won our scholarship, and she's saying, I'm needing the energy healing class. So we're going to go ahead and put Lori down as our winner. And this pin isn't working. Let me grab another one. Congratulations to Lori Chapel Rep. This pin isn't working either. That is weird. Look at this fun pin that my daughter made me with duct tape. Isn't that the coolest? Okay, Lori, what the heck? This pin is not working three times. I have a pin that is not working. Okay, well, Lori, send me a message that you won. Everybody else, send her some of your favorite emojis and good vibes. Congratulating Lori, you just won a scholarship for my course called the Energy Healing for Beginners. That one will be starting in April. All right, awesome. Let's go ahead and bring on Shelly Jo Wahlstrom. How are you, my friend?
Hi, my friend. I am so excited to be here, Tammy. Tomorrow's the event. I've been getting ready.
Well, tonight and tomorrow, yeah.
Right, yeah, it's true.
Don't forget
True.
tonight.
I'm coming tonight. I'm coming tonight to get filled and to be there, and I'm so excited. And thank you for the shout out. And I'm gonna give Tammy a shout out. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and it talked about finding a mentor that they say jump, you say how high. And you know what, guys? Tammy is mine. She has been through from the beginning, like, and as I evolved, and she's been my most beloved and favorite mentor and coach ever.
Oh, well, thank you, my friend. I love you. I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to you so that you can tell everybody a little bit about who you are, why you got started, on what you do, and then also what's going to be happening at your vendor space and your class as well.
Yay! I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Hi, guys. Welcome to my office. Yes, this really is my office. I really do love color. Look at my cute drum my friend Jill just made me. So much fun. And so I am so excited to come and speak. I want to start out with a story. And like Tammy started out is, oh, thanks, Lori. I am a hypnotherapist. I'm a certified hypnotherapist. That's what I started out in this field in. And I have a really powerful story that I want to kind of share, and you'll understand why. So a while ago, sorry, everything exploded. Whoa! Sorry, my dog is here. Anyway, I have a client who came to me a while back, and she's like, I'm here. I don't know why I'm here, but I'm here. And she's like, but this is not a good day for me, and I probably shouldn't be here. Like, why? What are you talking about? She's like, well, today is my daughter's 17th birthday. I'm like, well, that's a great thing. She's like, but she died 3 days after she was born. And I was like, wow. And I did a quick prayer because I'm like, Holy Father, you got to help me figure out how to help her because she was hurting. And I was thinking what I'm going to do. But I said to her, the thing I said to her was, this is going to be the best day of your life. And what happened is I got her into a hypnotic state. And I tell people, and I get that all the time. People look at me and I say I'm a hypnotherapist, and it's not as much as it used to be, but they used to look at me like I was this, like of the devil, right? I mean, like, oh my gosh, she's going to read my mind. She's going to control my mind. And I'd say, you know, if I could control anybody's mind, I would have controlled my daughters when they were teenagers. And if I could read anybody's mind, I would have read my husband's, I think, right? But there is no mind control. There's no mind reading. You're actually in a hyper focus. So you're so focused on what's going on that you're not really paying attention. So it's like in the back of your mind. So if you ever driven somewhere and you get there, you go, I do not know how I got here. Well, that is a hypnotic state. So we go in and out of it all day. But anyway, back to my story. I got her in this state, and what I realized is, when somebody's going through past trauma and they want to deal with past trauma, um, we have these triggers that come up. We go, "Oh, I don't want to deal with that. That makes me sad. I don't want to deal with that. That makes me angry." Right? And so when we come up against a trigger that makes us think back to something that makes us feel bad or something, we just stuff it, right? We just stuff our emotions. We stuff it, and for her, what happened is she'd stuff these emotions, and then for those 4 days, from the day she was born to the day that she passed away, she would do anything she could to keep her mind occupied. She'd exercise or excessive eat or something that would get her mind off it. So in hypnosis, I would gently go and work through those past experiences so that you can heal them, right? And what I found out is I'd get her close to that time to be able to get through it, and she wouldn't get through it. She wouldn't go around it. She wouldn't go back to before it. I mean, it was like, what am I doing? What's going on here? And I realized that there was so much fear in dealing with the death that she wouldn't even get through it. So it hit me, and I said to her, "Tell me about your baby." And she's like, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, tell me about your baby. She lived for 3 days. Tell me about your baby." And she lit up and she goes, "You know what? I have not thought about her for all this time." And it was because the pain of her leaving was so hard on her that she couldn't enjoy the 3 days she had her. And she started to tell me all about it, and it changed her. and she got excited, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, it's just a different perspective." And my heart was warmed because I was like, wow, this was powerful. It was powerful for me to see this, and it was powerful for her. And I asked her a few months later when she came back again, I was like, "How are you doing?" She goes, "That's amazing." She goes, "So now instead of dreading that time, I'm actually excited because I'm going to celebrate my daughter." Perspective. Perspective is so important. Now, this leads us into what I'm going to be talking about. New year, new you, 2022, brain, body, and emotions. That's what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. I am Shelly Jo Wahlstrom, also known as the Amino Acid Lady and Hypnotherapist. I'm a certified hypnotherapist. I'm also a certified addiction recovery mental health nutrition coach. I know that's a long thing, and I didn't just come by that for accident. I didn't grow up and go, "I think I wanted to be that." Right? I am a mother of a daughter who is now in recovery as an addict. And at age 6, she struggled with anxiety, and I didn't want to do it. I got them on, medications and all that stuff. And at age 15, she came to me and said, "Mom, I'm tired of being a doctor's science project. I want to feel normal." And Rachel, I'm so glad you love the amino acids. I do too. And I just want to feel normal. And unfortunately, her normalcy came to her from drugs and alcohol. And at age 15, she started using alcohol, then marijuana, and it led into this terrible thing. Here's my granddaughter. She wants to say hi to everybody.
Hi.
This is Brecklin. She's hanging with Grandma today before I go down to the conference.
I don't have any school today.
No school today, so she's going to hang out with Grandma. Anyway, so back to my daughter. We went down this path, and she ended up using meth. And meth is a drug of the devil, and I literally lived in fear every single day. Thank you, Kathy. I think she is too. I lived in fear every day that she was going to kill herself, kill somebody else, or end up in jail. After her 4th time in jail, I thought there's got to be answers. And I went looking. And 2 days later, I learned about how amino acids help to feed your brain. There are companies that, there are rehab centers that they'll let you, they give you large doses of amino acids in your arm. Because what happens is amino acids feed your brain. So amino acids are brain food. So you're literally feeding your brain what it needs. And your brain becomes depleted of these neurotransmitters for many different reasons. Could be stress. Could be you're born with less of them. Could be lifestyle. Could be that 60% of people over the age 40, these neurotransmitters become depleted and they stop working. By feeding the brain what the brain needs, what it does is it goes into the brain and are in through the arm, through an IV, and within a short amount of time, they start to feel difference. And after 3 days, their cravings start to go away, and after 10 days, they're almost completely gone. It's 85% rate of recovery. And if you know anything about addiction, you know that that is phenomenal. But it's $1,000 a day. And that's why I thought I've got to go looking for answers. And that's what I did. I went looking for answers to help my daughter. And the answers I found, yes, they help addicts. I'm on the Alliance for Addiction Solutions, the board, and we are looking and wanting to get the word out that in addiction, you know, by feeding the brain amino acids and by feeding the body, it helps. Those are the missing links in some of these rehab programs because it makes it so that the brain feels better, right? I mean, an addict doesn't want to be an addict. They didn't grow up to want to be an addict. Usually they're self-medicating for either some type of mental issues or brain issues or from past experiences. And they're usually just white knuckling it, meaning they're holding on, but they don't feel good, right? So by feeding the brain these neurotransmitters, you can help to reduce those cravings for drugs and sugar and alcohol and behaviors such as too much gaming, gambling, social media, things like that. And opened my world. I was like, this is a crazy thing, and it has to get out to the world. And that's where I am today, guys. Is created this program. Feed your brain, change your life. Brain, body, and emotions. Lori, I'm glad you said that. I love Shelly. She's so real. Dogs, children, and even falls off the rollerblades. That is true. I was rollerblading a couple years ago, and I fell and broke my arm. Rollerblading. I have this beautiful scar here. That makes me laugh. Thank you, Lori. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. But by taking those three, it's like a three-legged stool. If you have all three legs of a stool strong, you can stand. But when one of those areas isn't, that stool will not stand. And you know, that is what is looking at this whole thing. Now, guys, 2 years ago, we had our event in February. And then in March, everything shut down. I mean, who could have predicted that 2 years ago we'd still be going through it, right? I mean, in my mind, it's like, this is going to end, right? We'll get back to normal. We're going to get back to normal, right? Lorraine, thank you for sharing to me about her little boy, your grandson. Yeah, my heart hurts when things like that happen. Anyway, we could not have predicted that we'd still be dealing with some of this stuff, right? It was interesting. I went to Costa Rica a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to my driver there, and I said, "What's it like here?" And he's like, "Oh, it's crazy. Everything got shut down. You know, they depend on tourism so much." And he's like, they still keep bringing it around. And he goes, I got to where I don't even watch the news. And I thought, you know, isn't that crazy? Here I am here in Utah, and yet he feels effect in Costa Rica. And I have a friend, a wholesale client who is in New Zealand and is feeling the effect. So we feel it individually, but yet we're also feeling it as a human global society, right? And I'm just looking at my things here. Yes. Tell me that energy healing conference. Thank you for addressing Lorraine, and what you've been through with your little grandson. That was hard, even though it was so long ago. So back to where we are today. You know, all of us want to get back to normal. But I think the only thing about now that's normal is there is no normal, right? I mean, that is kind of like we're all just kind of weathering through what this looks like. We don't know, right? We don't know what it's going to look like. But many have struggled really hard during these last 2 years. You know, if you're somebody who struggles with sleep because you can't get your thoughts to stop, Or stress. The physical stress is so, that anxiety, that panic, that worry is so real, right? Or your energy has just plummeted, and staying focused, right? There is such thing as adult ADD. Get it? I got it. But it's, it's like I just don't feel the same. My energy's so low. Or I'm trying to find happiness and joy in life, and yet I find myself more teary-eyed. I'm more emotional. Somebody who's a cutter, who does self-harm to their body. Actually, could be it's a neurotransmitter that's been depleted. All these things that we're kind of dabbling with. Right now, we're in the middle of winter. It's getting a little warmer, but winter blues is a real thing. And when when winter happens, serotonin drops, which causes us to feel more depression, more anxiety, more worry, more perfectionism, OCD, things like that. Somebody who struggles with food problems, somebody who struggles with self-hatred, right? We're all just weathering what this looks like. And that's why I'm teaching my class, is to be able to look at these different aspects of our life and figure out how to help heal each one. It's easy to go, oh gosh, my life is a mess, and I have all these thoughts. I'll just change my nutrition, right? And as much as that will help, cutting down sugars and things like that, the cravings can be real. I mean, sugar is an addictive substance, right? So it makes it really hard, because chemically the brain is saying, wait a minute, I need something. You're not feeding me what I need, which makes those cravings even worse, right? Or I've got these emotions, and I've got these beliefs and these past stories that I'm wanting to get rid of. And yet, so I'm going to work emotionally, right? But if there's still those chemicals in the brain are depleted, right? Those ruminating thoughts, they keep coming back. And it's like, why do I feel like I'm a mouse on a spinning wheel, right? And that's what I'm wanting to bring to this. My class is tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So excited. It's the new year, new you. We're going to address the brain and how those chemicals in the brain, those neurotransmitters, they have become feel-good chemicals. What happens when they're not being fed, right? I'm going to talk about nutrition and the connection between the brain and body when it comes to mental health, and how what you eat does matter. We're going to be talking about hypnotherapy and why it's so powerful, and why you can literally go back and help heal some of those childhood events, or things even that come up now. Fear of flying, fear of test taking, fear of speaking in front of people, right? How, by addressing each one and bringing them together, that's what it looks like. During 2020, I wrote a book because I couldn't go speak. So I wrote this book, Feed Your Brain, Change Your Life. Take control of your brain, body, and emotions. I'll have that there. I'll be able to sign it if you're interested. I'll have my amino acids there. Guys, there's one I want to bring to you that's brand new. It's called Trim Fit. So now, not only am I hitting the neurotransmitters and the body with nutrition and your emotions, I'm also working with your hormones. So if these last 2 years hasn't been kind to you when it comes to putting on weight, because maybe you're eating, you can't get the cravings to stop, guys, this could be a helper for you. It may help you. What it does is it helps to reduce your appetite, and I'll explain to you about it tomorrow, because it's working with the specific hormone that increases appetite, and it reduces your visceral fat, which is the fat in the places you don't want it in your butt, in your hips, in your belly, right? Because it's going to increase the hormone that actually burns the fat. So cool. So many great things, guys. It's going to be so fun. I'm excited to be there. If you're interested, one thing I would tell you to do is to go to my website, hypnoaminos.com, and click on the link. Energy healing companies. Yeah, amino acids help you through winter blues. I always say, you know what? If I could have, you figure that the everything happened and it was at the end of winter. So A lot of people, their serotonin was already low. So winter blues was a real thing. And had I been able to give people 5-HTP, which is positive mind, right? It may not have stopped what happened. However, it may have stopped people from becoming crazy and buying up all the toilet paper, right? So it doesn't take away the storm, but it helps you to weather the storm. I told a guy that I had a client and he was going through a divorce. I said, it may not take away the divorce, but at least you'll be able to think clearly as you're making those choices. And that's what the amino acids do. That's what the program is to allow you to take back control of your life. Whether that is release weight, whether that's to have sleep, whether it's to be able to think clearly, lower stress, whether you have a child that's struggling with all off the walls because they can't focus. You know, what about the teenagers who are trying to weather being a teenager during this time that doesn't look the same as it ever has before? What about you as an adult who may be struggling? My website is hypnoaminos.com. hypnoaminos.com. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Thank you. Hypnoaminos.com. Go on there, take the quiz, check out the products, kind of get an idea. Come see me tomorrow. And those that come to my class, you get an extra discount. The conference is the only time I really discount things. And if you come to class, you get a bigger discount. Oh, it's going to be exciting.
That is awesome. Okay, now I just wanted to talk about just a couple of things with you on, if that's okay. I know your granddaughter's there, so I don't want to be too long, but when it comes to amino acid therapy, I want to just share, I had just started finding them at the health food store. I had bought GABA. I muscle tested for it. I knew I needed it. I was really excited about it. And then when you and I connected, you asked me, how are you feeling when you take those in the morning? And I said, really tired. Well, GABA, I didn't know, but GABA is all about helping you to like chill out and relax. So here I was waking up, kind of needing energy, to be honest with you, at the time. And I was popping GABA in my mouth. And then I was like, wondering why I was so chilled and couldn't get going. And so even though you can get amino acid, at the health food store or whatever, the education part of it is really important so that you understand how to take them and why and when and what and all the things. And so I love that you help people to understand that as well. So I did want to, it's kind of funny. We were in sync there. I threw your website up because
that was funny. Perfect timing.
It was like, I was putting it up and then you started talking about it. So, but when people go to your website, they can learn more education about that. They can come and they can talk to you. But let's say that there's somebody that's on right now and they're a virtual attendee, or they're not going to be participating in this particular conference. Can they still connect with you? How do they do that? What's the best way for them to do that? That's what I was going to ask.
They can get my my phone number and my website my phone number and my email off of the website.
Okay.
That way you can text me. You can send me an email. My email is shellyjo@hypnoaminos.com. That is my personal one. That's the one I use. I send it out only to clients, to people who are interested.
Okay. And then also, if they wanted to schedule an appointment with you to do hypnotherapy, I know you do hypnotherapy over Zoom because I've done them with you before.
Yes.
I've hired you to do hypnotherapy with me. So I wanted to make sure people knew about that, even if they're not local to you or at the conference, that they know about that as well.
Absolutely. Yep. You can go on there. There's a scheduling app. And I always forget, and I know, Tammy, you keep reminding me too, is I have a class. So if you are a energy healer on here and you're like, I want to add amino acids and nutrition to your program, because it's a three-legged stool. It doesn't matter if your modality is hypnosis or Reiki or whatever, you can add this to it. And by doing that, you're working with a three-legged stool. So if taking a class with me and becoming a wholesaler sounds interesting to me, reach out to me. I'm starting the class within the next 2 weeks. And it's awesome. It's fun to learn, and it'll make a difference in your business. So
that's awesome. Well, I also just want to share from the bottom of my heart, I'm so glad that your daughter is doing so much better, because as a recovering meth addict myself, been clean for 23 years from that. I never ever have judgment against anyone who's ever been through that. Like
Mhm.
never. What I have is a lot of compassion because so few of people are able to escape it. And when they do, like really truly be able to get their life back.
Right.
And I love that you've been able to help her so much. And I just every time you share her story, I literally just like send her good vibes, just like send her so much love. Um, because, you know, if anybody is on here right now and you're listening, whether you're live or on the replay, if you know somebody who struggled with this, um, Shelly's coming at it from the mom's perspective.
Right.
I'm coming at it from the daughter's perspective, you know, and
Right.
I'm grateful. I use amino acids every single day at my home, every single day, whether it is for Gamma in the evening.
Right.
Now, I don't take it first thing when I wake up in the morning, or if I am feeling flustered, I'll go and I'll take some tyrosine because it helps me to be able to think more clearly, gives me that mental clarity. Um, and lately, I've been taking the tryptophan, which you were telling me that it sedates some people, and it gave
Yeah.
me energy. It, like, made me talk my daughter's ear off, you know, I was, like, stuck on in my lazy boy. I literally was having a hard time getting up earlier this week, and I reached out to a friend who actually teaches brain chemistry at the university down in Arizona, and she said, "Your serotonin levels are rock bottom. You need to up your serotonin." I reached out to Shelly Jo and was like, "I need some help with this, please." And I can't immediately run away to Arizona right this second because I have this conference. So besides that, what can I do? Well, took some tryptophan and it helped me so much. I mean, I do everything. I have the hot springs I go to. I have a sauna here in my home. I've invested in for my health, but this is something that's just so simple. And I know it's not gonna hurt me. I know that, you know, it helps, and you'll know within 20 minutes if it's helping you or
Mhm.
not. That's how it was for me anyway.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know, any words on that? Like, if somebody's actually struggling with that, can they reach out to you and get some support with that?
Absolutely. And you know what, Tammy, it's funny because you texted me and said that. And the next day I had another client saying, tryptophan doesn't make me go to sleep. And I'm like, bingo. I was like, then take it during the day because everybody's different. And
Yeah.
that's why it's learning what's right for you. You know, I have this last funny story really quick. Remember we were down in St. George last couple weeks ago, right? In our business retreat. And we're all sitting around this table and you know, we're all on our computers and we'd been on it for a few hours. And all of a sudden my brain got so foggy and I'm like, I can't think anymore. Everything was kind of like going blurry. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I got up and I went upstairs and I grabbed some glutamine and I took the glutamine and started passing it around to everybody on the table because when you're working so hard and you're using your brain power, your glutamine and your glucose depletes. So that's why you're like, I need sugar, right? And
Yeah.
it just hit so strongly that oh my gosh, that was a great experience. I mean, chance to see how it worked even for me and everybody at that table. So it was really cool.
Yeah, everybody at the table was like, "Thank you for bringing that. That was very convenient that just when we needed it, it was right there." Yeah.
Really cool.
If you're, like, studying for tests, if you're, you know, really, like, hunkering down and doing some work that requires some mental, you know, capacities, like, it's really key for that as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I just took it the other day when I started having, like, a lot of, what's it called, cravings. I was
Mhm.
walking around the house going, "Ugh, do not wanna go eat something that I'm gonna regret," you know, I stay away from sugar now completely, so I was walking around the house like, I can only eat so much celery, you know what I mean? Like, "Oh."
Celery's great, a great craving.
Not like it came into play for me. It was a big game changer. So yeah. I can see, let's see, Exalted Copper Energy Healing. I can see your comment. You're asking about a ticket. Will you message me? This is my email. I'd love to hook you up with a free ticket for tomorrow. This is my email right here. So I can help you with that. But Shelly Jo, thank you so much. I will see you later tonight. Give you a great big hug. Those of you who are watching, if you are still wanting to get in, we still have some free tickets that we can do only until about 5 p.m. tonight. And then after that, like, we're going to be doing the conference. We're not going to be looking to see who else is trying to claim tickets. So please go ahead and get those in. And we are nearly sold out. So if it doesn't work for you, what will happen? You'll get a notification that will say this event is sold out. So we're really near that spot right now. But note that you can still come to even the vendor hall if that's the case. So the website, let me put that website up just one more time really quick, energyhealingconference.com. If you go to the page where it talks about the actual conference there, then you can get the address as well. And that is open to the public. So
exciting, guys. It'll be so much fun. Tammy, I love you.
I love you too. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you tonight. Thanks.